Hello, my name is Kofi, also known as Old Kof or Teacher Kofi. Welcome to Piano Time. Yeah, in this video, we'll be discussing a very important or fundamental aspect of piano playing or music known as the scale. Now, why the scale? The scale is very important because it clarifies or defines the varying styles of music or genres of music that exist. It also helps us to understand, read or write or play music in a very unique way. You realize that every tribe, every race, every country, every religion or ethnic group has its unique way of addressing or approaching music. And to a very large extent, it is because of the terminology known as the scale. Though there are other factors that play a significant role in this. Now, what is a scale? A scale is simply put an arranged group of notes played successively within an octave. I've introduced another term, isn't it? Octave. Let me clarify that before we move on. I don't want to bother you with too much of theory, so let's jump straight to the keyboard. Pick any key of your choice. I'm going to go for key D. Yes, I'm going for key D. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to locate the nearest key D to this particular one. Now, you can do that going towards your right or going towards what? Your left. Yeah, let's choose going towards our right first. Now, towards our right will obviously be this key D. Okay, and so to move from one key D to the other key D constitutes an octave. Simple as that. Now, let's do that going backwards. From D to this particular D constitutes an octave. So simple. Now, let's choose another key. I'm going to go for A flat. It shouldn't be difficult for you to choose a key, isn't it? Because in our previous video, we dealt thoroughly with keys. So A flat. So which A flat is closest to this particular one? Obviously, is this one to my right. So this is an octave. And to my left is this one. So this is also an octave. So an octave is simply the interval between or the distance between an original pitch and its corresponding pitch, either in an ascending or descending what? Form. Great. There's one more concept I want you to learn before we delve deep into skills, okay? You realize that everything that we do as humans can be measured or quantified. For example, I can move from this location of mine to the houses around me and be able to tell the distance I covered. And then we'll come out with a result and say, oh, I moved 10 meters or 200 meters or 100 meters. I can also pick another object and then weigh it or measure it and come out with a result and say, oh, this is a 20 kilogram item or 10 kilogram item. Now, in the same vein, we are able to measure the distances that we move or we cover on the surface of the keyboard. Now, the shortest or the smallest possible distance we can cover on the keyboard is known as semitone. Semitone. Now, there are other terminologies like half tone or half step. They are the same things. We use them interchangeably. Great. So how do I move a semitone on the keyboard? Let's go back to the keyboard. Choose another key. I'm going to go for G. Great. Key G. Now, which keys are closest to this particular key G? I want you to move deep into the key because if you stay out here, you might be tempted to choose the wrong keys. Okay, so move deep. Now, the keys that surround this particular key is obviously A flat and what? F sharp. Good. And so to move from G to A flat constitutes a semitone movement. So simple. To move from G to F sharp constitutes a semitone movement. So simple, isn't it? Great. Let's choose another key. I'm going to go for B. Now, which keys surround B? Obviously, it's C and B flat. So to move from B to C constitutes what? A semitone movement. The same way, moving from B to B flat constitutes a semitone movement. Now, pay attention. We are not describing keys. We are describing movement, okay? So don't be confused. Now, let me choose another key, one more key, okay? What if I choose C sharp? Now, how do we move a semitone? Yes, we have to just look for the immediate keys around this particular one. So the immediate keys are obviously this one and that one. And so to move from C sharp to D constitute a semitone movement. To move from C sharp down to C constitute a semitone movement. Now, what if I move 2 steps? Okay, now let me pick key F. Now, if I move 2 steps either up or down, that is what constitutes a tone movement. So it's simple as that. Now, moving from this one to that to this will constitute a tone movement. Now, I have to move from F backwards. I have to skip E and play E flat. And this is what constitutes a tone movement. So it's also another term we use. So what? The shortest possible distance is semitone. But if you move 2 steps, it's known as what? A tone. Great. What if I move from F all the way to A? Now, please, this is a misconception a lot of students would create. No key is a semitone or a tone. Okay, it is the movement that we describe. So don't say a key is a semitone or a tone. So in other words, where we start off from is known as the pivot or the pivotal point or the 0 point. And so it doesn't count. So you don't say 1. No, this will obviously be the 0. So when you move, then you count 1. Great. So if I move from from F to A, let's count that. Please, you can use the chromatic approach. In other words, don't skip any notes. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 semitones. 4 semitones constitutes how many tones? 2 tones. Great. Let's choose another key. I'm going to go for C sharp. Now let me move all the way to this particular key. How many semitones or tones have I moved? Let's count it from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 semitones, isn't it? So simple. Now let's pick another key. I'm going to go for C. What if I move all the way to F sharp? Great. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 semitones is equal to what? 3 tones. So simple to understand, isn't it? Now, let's come back to a scale. Now, there are so many kinds of scales, ranging from major scale, which is also known as the Ionian scale or the Sofa notation. We also have the chromatic scale. We also have the, diminished scale, melodic minor scale, the harmonic scale. There are so many of them. But I want us to learn chromatic scale first. Now, there are scales that are made up of a group of 4 notes or 5 notes or 6 notes or 7 notes or even 12 notes. Okay? Yeah. And then the first scale I want us to learn is the chromatic scale. So how do we play the chromatic scale? Now, let's jump straight to the keyboard. Pick any key again. I'm going to go for C. I'm going for C. Now, the concept states that you have to move in semitones till you get to your next octave. Okay? You have to move in semitones. How do we move in semitones? We don't have to skip any note. Now, so from C, I have to go. That's a semitone. Move a semitone. Move another semitone. Move a semitone. So you realize that we are not skipping any notes. Move a semitone, 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 till you reach your last octave. Great. So you realize that we move in semitones, and to play it in perspective is going to sound this way. So this is what defines chromatic scale. We can apply that coming backwards. It's the same theory or concept. So move in semitones backwards. A semitone, 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 semitone. Great. Skip no note. Great. It's so simple, isn't it? Now let's count and know the number of notes there in a chromatic scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Obviously, to play C is a repetition of this particular one. So a chromatic scale is made up of what? 12 notes. So simple, isn't it? Now let's move to the next scale, the major scale, which is very, very common in almost every culture. Yeah, and so please don't forget, you can try that on other keys, okay? Now, this is how a major scale sounds like. Let me use the same key, C. You've heard that before, isn't it? So simple. Now, we are going to tackle it using the Sofa notation approach because that's simple to understand. Now, let's count. How many notes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I play C, it's going to be a repetition of this particular one. So a major scale is made up of what? 7 notes. Okay, and in solfa notations, they have special names given to them. The first one is known as Do. The second one is known as Re. The third one is known as Mi. The fourth one, Fa. The fifth one is known as Sol. The sixth one is known as La. The seventh one, Ti. And then the last one, obviously, is Do. Is a repetition of the first one. So it is Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Let me choose another key and demonstrate. I'm going to go for B flat. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Now, the reason why I'm able to play it so easily is because I have a concept behind. Now, that's what I want us to describe or explain. So, the concept is that pick any key. Now, this is your starting point. Now, it states that you have to move a tone in order for you to play a Re. So, I have to move a tone. That means I have to skip this one, isn't it? Yes, it's giving me Re, isn't it? So, a tone. Now, move another tone to get to Mi. So skip this one, play that one. You see, it's sounding Mi, isn't it? Now, to move to your Fa, move a semitone. A semitone is what? One step, just this one. Good, it's giving you Fa. Now, to move to So, move another tone. 1, 2. Now, move to tone, move another tone to get to what? Your La, 1, 2. Now, move another tone to get to your Ti, 1, 2. Now, semitone to complete it. So, it's what? Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Let's choose another key and experiment. I'm going to go for F sharp. F sharp is this one. So what is the concept? Now move in tone, a tone, move another tone. Now move a semitone or half step. Move another tone, move another tone, another tone, and then to complete, you move in one semitone, isn't it? Great. So it's so simple. Now, obviously, coming backwards will be different. It's just, you have to read it backwards. Coming backwards will obviously be what? A semitone, a tone, a tone, a tone, a semitone, a tone, and then a tone. It's so simple. Now, you can choose any key and experiment it. Okay? Obviously, we don't play with just one finger like this. Okay? There's a technique or a way we play them. And so, in our next video, we'll show you how to play the major scale, the chromatic scale in a professional way. Great. God bless you. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Please, if you have any questions, leave them down there and I'll surely attend to them. God bless you. This is where we draw the curtains. Enjoy.